Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everyone, I'm AdamHarry from Bella Souls with
Michael from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
and we're back with another Tabletop Spotlight. Michael, you've got the XCOM board game, man.
I did bring the XCOM board game. I wanted to bring this by and show it off to you because I know you guys have talked about this a little in the past.
Yeah.
But you know,
cool
it's
stuff.
I enjoy it quite a bit.
You've actually got some game time with this.
Yeah,
one too,
I've tried this one out a couple times.
Right.
It's pretty fun. I love the XCOM franchise.
Oh yeah, XCOM 2 just came out pretty
2
recently.
Came out a little bit ago, and
Yeah.
this is more based off of the Enemy Unknown before that, but still a lot of fun. So I figured I'd bring it by and show it off.
Awesome. Well, let's take a look inside the box. All right, so the XCOM board game here.
Oh yeah.
Ready to go? This is the front of the box. Again, I've actually opened one before. Why don't you go ahead and do the honors here?
I get the honors for this? Oh goodness.
Yes. And there's the back of the box. It's got a bunch of really cool minis in there, and the components and everything really nicely done. Again, it's an FFG game.
It is FFG. They do know how to make a board game.
Yep. It is licensed from 2K Games, Firaxis, all the actual game publishers too. So this is all official XCOM gear.
Oh yeah, and like we said, it's more themed on Enemy Within.
Yep.
And I guess to a small extent Enemy Unknown, but this sort of
Yeah.
came out before then.
This is again 1 to 4 players too,
Mm-hmm.
and it is kind of timed. We'll get into that.
Yeah, there's some interesting rules that keep you from playing for too long.
Okay.
We'll get into that. Of course, you get your nice little advertisement
Gotta have
booklet.
that.
Flip that out of here. You get a small little rules pamphlet here. Basically
Which-
goes over
Yeah.
the very basics.
Yeah.
And getting into the rules, there is a companion app for this game.
Which is required.
It is required, but it is also free, and it goes for phones or tablets, or you can just use it on your computer.
Right. Which that was a cool thing you could do. You can actually go to the website if you have a laptop or computer nearby. You don't want to use your phone data or whatever.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because you don't actually need to know many rules on how to play. It sort of takes care of all the bookkeeping and managing of the game and the resources for you.
But you can get the app. You can check their website. It's all free.
QR code right there. You can scan it probably off this video. Watch it in HD, and then maybe you could.
Boom.
But you got typical FFG tokens.
I'm a little surprised when I first did this. There's not as many tokens.
Not as many, yeah.
As you were expecting for an FFG.
Usually there should be like 4 times as many currency tokens.
Exactly. There should be like 4 of these bad boys.
Oh yeah.
They are front and back. Again, FFG high quality.
Yeah, very nice.
Joking aside, really well done. We've got the board. We're going to go ahead and open this one up.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool.
Here you go.
You go ahead and keep flipping to that.
Of course I will. He's going to get the board open. I'll get all these other extra components out so we can go over them. That's your nice little insert there, of course. And then you have a couple different card decks.
Yep.
A big bag of minis of soldiers and of alien ships.
We'll go to them in a second, probably. We have
these open
a
in a little bit.
better way to see those.
Yeah.
I've got the board open now.
And then, of
too.
course, your set of dice. You get 4 6-sided XCOM dice and 1 red 8-sided die.
Cool. And let's show the board off real quick.
Let's get the board in there.
Boom.
Very similar to the game. You get your map of the world.
Yep.
Your interceptors you can place at different locations.
Yep.
You have places for decks of cards and all sorts of different things.
Threat level and something like that.
Threat level, all your sort of alien mechanics are handled on this side, and then places for more
Research
cards
and stuff like that.
Yeah, all your research places
Upgrades.
and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of different components and a lot of different things to go over, but.
Yeah, basically too, the way the game kind of handles it with the app and everything, there's 4 players, each player takes an assigned role.
Yeah, you have a role in the XCOM organization, so you be the commander or the researcher, and you have a certain responsibility for the team.
Yeah, there's actually a comms officer, I think, too, that actually handles all of the tablet or computer stuff.
And the game will basically give you, some sort of event occurs, and you have to work quickly and come to a decision about how you handle it. And depending on your responses, the game handles how the aliens move, how they move around the world, what they do.
Yeah. It's really well done, actually.
It is really well done, and there's a lot of fun aspects about it that, one particular thing I really enjoy is if you, say an alien takes down a satellite of yours, and you don't do anything about it. The game could then intentionally, if it wanted to, feed misinformation to you.
Yeah.
So it sort of simulates the aliens taking your communications.
Up, it'll mess with you even more.
You don't want to mess up too bad.
So here's some of the cards. I believe these are like mission cards, and these are shuffled together if I remember correctly.
I believe you are correct.
So you've got stuff like this is an alien assault option here. Basically, the aliens have landed in North America somewhere, and you have to go take out some UFOs. It's part of the missions, and there's a ton of different missions here all over the planet. and each time you fail or complete a mission, that kind of affects
It gives
that area.
Yeah, it gives your sort of the sort of story you're building,
Right.
And working on saving the world a different sort of outcome.
Yep.
This deck of cards here is your technology and your skills and things like that, and most of these are taken directly from the game.
Yeah.
Which is great, and it's got a lot of the same similar art style. So if you get through, you have of course your shiv, your automatic robot that can help you out in combat.
These are things you can research.
Yeah, weapon fragments, of course, different sort of interceptor stuff. Targeting, soldier abilities like armor and things like that.
Eventually, you get upgrades to your
ships
and
things.
And stuff. Yeah.
And then you have different soldiers you can actually recruit, and then your roles and things like that. So a lot of great cards. And again, like Fantasy Flight, of course, these are all nice, high quality.
Oh yeah, super high quality.
High quality cards.
The thing I want to point out too was all the artwork, like you mentioned, is from the game, and it plays very similar. You got to collect those weapon fragments from the aliens to upgrade your stuff. So it's also resource management.
You can tell definitely it's definitely game art. You can see the sectoid card there, pulled directly from the game's files, of course. And of course, it does have all the aliens you would know from the game.
The Thin Men,
Thin Men are never fun. Outsiders, of course.
The elites.
You get into the elites like mutons and chrysalids are just never fun. So yeah, there's all sorts of different stuff. And then you have these, I want to say they're called crisis cards. They give you sort of different bad things that happen to you, depending. Yeah, so this one here is increase your panic level in North America by 1.
So if you failed or there's a crisis, you done screwed up.
I want to say that's what they're called. I'm not 100% on that, but that's basically what they're for.
Yep. And then here, I got an idea.
Miniatures.
Let's move those real quick. And I got an idea. Check this out.
Better idea. Look at this right here.
Now you can see.
So you have all sorts of miniatures to look at.
Yep.
What I really like is that you have your XCOM trooper miniatures.
Yeah.
And they all have unique sculpts based on what role they are. So this is, a sniper miniature, but this represents, of course, the sniper character.
You got a heavy,
a heavy and an assault. With heavy with the rocket launcher and assault with their shotgun right there.
Yeah, they got the shotgun dude.
Yeah.
And these are all actually taken. The sculpts are taken straight from the video games too.
Yeah, it's pretty much direct 3D representations of the troopers.
They're really well done.
Yeah, and then you have your alien ships here. You have the sort of fighters that you can shoot down in the game.
Yeah.
And invade and get resources from. And then you have your, of course, interceptors, which are really cool and
Yeah, they're really well done. I really liked the way all these minis came out.
What I enjoy is that you can choose to paint them if you want, but even if you don't, they still do look really nice. They're very well detailed.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah. If you're the type of person, you're a hobbyist that you want to get in there and paint them and have some XCOM minis.
Oh yeah.
Totally. They're a really cool scale too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I think this is the medic. I'm not 100%. It's been a while. Working my way through XCOM 2 now. So.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I like those stealth mechanics. Anyway, moving on. But that's pretty much it for the box, right?
That's XCOM. We have. Like I said, the app does come with it, and it sort of manages all the resources and the aliens. Yep. You can sort of get a little bit of that from the rules. They'll tell you.
Yep, you got the commander, you got the chief science officer, the central communication officer, basically.
Yeah, and the squad leader.
They're the one that handles all the combat and stuff like that.
So when aliens come to the base, or when you go see aliens
they're the ones rolling the dice for them.
They're fighting.
Yep. They're kind of like the field commander that like the player would do in the game. But it's interesting because you really have to work together to accomplish your goals.
And you don't just have to work together, you have to work together quickly.
Yeah, it's a big
because
one.
the game, the app will give you a hard time limit. If you don't complete a task by the time they say time's up, very bad things can happen.
Yep.
Much like a real alien invasion would.
Yeah.
If it were real.
Yep. What do you mean if? Moving on. Let's hop out for a really quick recap. All right, well, that was the XCOM board game.
From Fantasy Flight.
FFG, yep. Let's run some numbers real quick. This one's going to cost you...
$59.99.
Cool, and it says 1 to 4 players.
Yeah, and it goes, like we said, about 1 to 2 hours, depending on how quickly you guys move.
Right.
Depending on how fast you can react
how successful you are.
Oh, yeah.
And you do need a internet connection.
Yeah, you need a compatible device of some kind, but... a phone, a tablet, a computer will work. And the app that it does require is indeed free.
It's free.
And
the website, you can get it. You can actually play with the website too.
Yeah, and you can find it on any sort of app store or Google Play Store or anything like that. So.
But it's pretty fun if you want to fight off the alien invasion board game style. This is a great game to do that.
Oh yeah.
So XCOM the board game in stores. It's been out for a while now.
It's been out for a little while. Like you said, it's sort of based off of the Enemy Within game. So it's been around for a little bit, but
with XCOM 2 came out.
XCOM 2 is pretty recent, so definitely check it out.
Cool. Well, this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. I'm AdamHarry from Bell Lost Souls.
I'm Michael from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
Thanks again for watching. Have a good one. Tabletop Spotlight brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Thanks for watching.